Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. Glad to introduce you to, if you don't know him already, Dr. Brian Jersky. He is the new provost, and I guess that means Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs at Cal State Long Beach. He came from Cal State Pomona, Cal Poly Pomona.
All right.
How's your new position?
It's great. A real honor and privilege to be at one of the jewels of the Cal State system.
And that's exactly what it is. And Pomona is also a jewel,
Of course.
but Long Beach really has come into its own. What our viewers may not realize is that Long Beach routinely is amongst the top 5 or 10 of applications in the nation, if not the world.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's quite remarkable. In fact, our transfer numbers this year were the highest in the nation.
meaning transferring in.
Transferring in after 2 years, say, at a community college
Right.
or something like that. So that's bigger than anywhere else in the country. And our freshman is about 4th and 5th in the country.
Think about that. Cal State Long Beach is getting as many applications as UCLA, as Harvard. I mean, you look at these lists, and it's what is it about the beach that is attracting so many?
Well, I think the one thing that's very obvious is that the beach is one of the best
Right.
deals in the country. It offers the best education.
It's about $7,000 a year for a CSU.
Right, which is an outstanding value. It offers a comprehensive range of things to all people. And I think, in a way, although it's a real honor to have 90,000 people
Right.
applying to come to the beach, it's also a tragedy
Right.
because we need to have so much more to offer them than we can. We can only admit about 8,000 people total, and that means we're disappointing a large number of people.
At this point, we see that Cal State Long Beach has very high rankings as a regional university, top 5 by U.S. News and World Report. But my guess is its regional status is going to start drifting away and it will start becoming a national university along the lines of UCLA or Berkeley. We'll see. But my point is, with that number of applications, it's hard not to see that future. And how do you prepare for it?
Well, it's one of the things that I think distinguishes us from the UCs and from other national universities is that our mission is very much a Long Beach-focused mission.
It is.
And so we guarantee through the Long Beach College Promise
Right.
and other nationally renowned programs that any eligible student from the Long Beach area will be able to come to Long Beach State.
But I'm wondering, and I may be veering off a bit, but look, with that many applications, something's working. And is it necessarily a demerit to start to look to pull folks from other states? Geographic diversity
Sure.
could
No,
be an advantage.
Absolutely not. In fact, it's a great benefit to the local students to have diversity,
Right.
not only from other states, but international diversity. And we have an increasingly large number of interested people from out of state, as you correctly say, and from international destinations. And so, yes, we certainly want to attract such people. We want to make the campus even more diverse than
Right.
it is.
What's interesting about the diversity of the campus, U.S. News ranked it 8th in terms of ethnic diversity amongst all undergraduate institutions in the West. Not surprising that it's been designated a HSI, Hispanic Serving Institution,
Correct.
but it's also been designated an Asian American and Native American Pacific Islander Serving Institution. That's,
Yes.
I think, a little more challenging to
It
obtain
is
that
more
designation.
challenging, and we're very proud of all 3 of those. In fact, what very few people know is that the land on which Cal State Long Beach is built includes part of a old Native American tribal lands, and we've worked very well with the tribes in the area to establish and keep good relationships with them, even though we're, in a sense, on their land.
I'd like to talk about that ethnic diversity, if we can, and talk about it in the context of what makes California such an ethnically rich society. As I'm sure you know, President Obama, former President Obama, had passed an executive order which was known as deferred action,
Sure.
the DACA plan. And that allowed children, or they were children, brought to this country before they were 16. If they're under 30, they've been living in the U.S. continuously, they have a diploma, to apply for, it's essentially deportation deferral. They can get a work permit, and it's been wildly successful. About 740,000 nationwide have applied and received, about 215,000 in California. And then if you look at the CSU system, not CSULB specifically, about 10,000 CSU students are DACA kids. The Trump administration has made clear in the campaign and since that they're interested in repealing DACA. What does that mean for the Cal State system?
Well, I think outright repeal of DACA would be a tragedy, not only for the Cal State system, but also for California and the country, and of course for the students and their families. And President Connolly and the other
CSULB president
of the CSU system, as well as the UC chancellors and the community college presidents, have all expressed firmly their belief that even if DACA as a whole is to change, it doesn't make sense to deport or get rid of people who are already highly trained and about to become contributing citizens.
I want to ask you, how is it on campus? Are students fearful?
They are indeed, and we have over 1,200 DACA students on Long Beach campus, so about 12% of the CSU total are at Long Beach, so we're a major player in this, and the students and faculty and staff are legitimately fearful.
So what are you saying to them? Because, look, I've spoken with folks, for example, at LBUSD or LAUSD, and they have sixth graders that are in a panic. You know, they may even have been born in the country, but they don't understand the ramifications. They have an aunt who wasn't born, or parents.
Have family members.
Right,
indeed.
and so what do you say to these young adults?
Well, I think what we can say to them is that as far as we're concerned, we value and want them to be a part of our community, our academic community. We, the presidents have expressed, and the Chancellor's office has expressed very clearly their lack of willingness to work with ICE agents and so on in their investigations.
But one of the biggest concerns about work is that many of these students are able to go to the CSU because they can work, because now they have a work permit. You repeal DACA, no work permit. What is California to do? Forget ICE agents. These kids need the money. And so do you have to somehow beef up financial aid? Do you go to philanthropists? Do you go to the state of California?
We do actually go to philanthropists. A very good question, and because for many of the DACA recipients are not able to get federal aid.
Right.
But we can make packages, and we can help and assist as far as we can locally. And I think, you know, when it comes to community support, local community support, Mayor Garcia has expressed his...
Long Beach Mayor Garcia,
LA Mayor Eric Garcetti. So, I mean, locally, and I think in Sacramento, we have very strong support. And so we work together with our allies. And also, I think, with the Trump administration to make sure they understand that from a rational point of view, it doesn't make sense
to
do
happens.
this particular thing.
He is Brian Jersky from Cal State Long Beach Provost. I'm Brad Pomerance, Local Edition.